Hello, welcome to our learning series. We are continuing with this famous book by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And topic for today is habit number 1, be proactive. Let me begin here today with an interesting question to all of you. What are the differences between humans and animals? Yes, all these are valid ones, but one crucial difference is that animals are slaves to external stimuli and can react to these stimuli in a pre-programmed way that is in their nature. We humans, in contrast, can reflect to this stimulus before responding to it and even can pre-program ourselves to respond in a more specific and desirable way. This means that instead of just reacting to the world around us, we have the ability to proactively influence it. However, even though we all have this capacity of proactivity, many people still choose to be reactive and allow external circumstances to dictate their own emotions and behaviors. For example, if somebody has treated them poorly and if they come to home with that crummy mood and any of the family member interacts with them, they are ready to download all those frustrations, negativity, emotions, anger to those family members. They are not able to control that reaction to the stimuli which they had outside. You may also hear them speaking regularly about, this was out of my control, here I can't do anything, and so on. On the other hand, being proactive is about recognizing that you are responsible. Interestingly, proactivity doesn't minimize the effects of genetics, upbringing, environment, and so on. However, it encourages us to recognize our responsibility to shape our response to these factors. Proactive people understand that there is a gap between stimulus and response, and key to our growth and happiness is how we use that space between the stimulus and response. They take responsibility for their own lives and make conscious choices about their own behaviors. They say things like, I have decided to, or let's try finding a solution to these issues. And when things go wrong, proactive people hardly look for people or situation to blame for. They believe that they are 100% responsible for what they do or don't after a situation. And this makes them take immediate action to the issue around them and ultimately get going with a more peace and more easiness in their own life. This reminds me of a famous example of a Nick Vujicic, a person who was born without arms and without legs. He had a choice of taking that as a controlling factor for his own life or take it and others strive and get going with that factors. And he took the second option, took entire control of his own life and went away, including getting that speaking assignment at the age of 19 and then inspired entire world and became author, musician and actor in his life. This is a solid example of how we can be more proactive for our own life and take control that we are the architect of our own life instead of leaving it to those external factors. As we move forward, the crucial question still remains unanswered, and that is how we all can be more proactive in our approach. Intervening between the gap of stimulus and response is really hard and Stephen Covey has suggested 4-step process to increase our level of proactivity in our daily life. So the step number 1 is being self-aware. It's about ability to see the gap. It's about being more aware of yourself, having those pauses and really reflect instead of reaction. Yes, so ability to see the gap. Second, imagination, and it's about ability to fill the gap. You can visualize, see the possible consequences, pros and cons, and take it ahead to the next level. And step number 3 is self-conscience, and it is about ability to weigh the vision. What is the wrong, what is the right, having that broader picture while deciding about anything and deciding about that crucial response. And last but not the least is about independent will, ability to choose your response from the perspective of your own principles and values of life. Because ultimately whatever you decide, it needs to align with your own to-be stage of your life. It should align with your own vision and principles for yourself. Yeah. Let me show you how I have used these examples for my very own life and taken that crucial decision. I'll take you to the journey of around 16 years ago. It was a time of my first job in Amul, India. And I just barely completed 15 months and I got an opportunity to join the largest industries, Reliance, in India. But the question was, the Reliance Industries field was completely different than of my engineering field at Amul. So it was about changing the field and having the adoption of completely different track. I knowingly or unknowingly used all those 4 basic pillars about ability to see the gap, fill it with various options, understand where it will take me from the vision perspective, and finally choose the response. And the product which you see me here, it's of the decision and the choice which I made 16 years ago. And it took me away from my engineering future, but brought me to this profession which I really enjoy. Yeah. So that is about using those 4-step framework for your own life and decide and improve your own level of proactivity in your own life. So as a way forward, I invite you all to join me in this 30 days of proactivity challenge. So whether at home or office, whenever you catch yourself blaming someone or something external for a problem you face, remind yourself that the key problem is your reaction to the situation. Focus on finding the solution instead of accusing others. Exercise the tiny freedom you have before responding to that particular stimuli, and you will find your capacity of proactivity flourishing ahead. So here is wishing you all the best. We'll see you with another business bite. Till then, stay safe, take care, and happy learning.